What's up, guys? It's Metal. I recently hit A rank online on Street Fighter 4 PC on my Oni, and I'm going to do a match analysis of the matches that I played from 14,500 up to 15,000. So let's get into this, and I'm just going to kind of watch these and go over what I was thinking and what I should have done or didn't do and all that good stuff. Here we go.
Are you ready?
So this first one, this is the first match I played all day. I was at, you can see there, 14,540. And I've played this guy's Dudley before, but I'm just kind of warming up here, so I'm going to do a lot of probably non-optimal stuff. There might have been a little skip there just now. I apologize, the computer I recorded these videos on had a small stutter, so every few minutes there's a slight little hiccup, but it shouldn't be anything you notice too much. So what I'm trying to do against Dudley most of the time is just keep him out, because his frame traps are really good. If I go in on Dudley, it's usually when I think I've got a read on them, but a lot of times I'll try and play it a little bit safer. And you can see there I just messed up an anti-air and basically died because of it. There's really no reason to mess that up, but it's a good way to practice. I mean, I could probably rush this guy down and go nuts, but especially when you're when you're wanting to get in a good frame of mind to play, it's kind of good to practice at first rather than just taking wins. So I'm going to bait some more stuff out, and I've got good corner pressure here. That's a Kara throw. Actually, it was attempted Kara throw. It looks like I failed it. That was a correct Kara throw on that one. You can tell by my inputs on the left. And I'm Karaing with forward hard punch. He just kind of goes nuts there and hits me with a... oh man, a super combo. Not a very good use of meter, but I think he just wanted to get out of the corner. And at this point, I'm just looking for an anti-air. That was a missed opportunity. I tried to ultra that, but I didn't get it in time. That was a dropped combo. And I'm just waiting for him to jump so I can ultra him. It's literally all I'm doing right now, because this guy shows that he wants to jump. Dudley's like their elbow jump, and there it is. So I bust out the ultra 2, catch him, and this is definite death. So that's one reason that over the last several months I've started to realize that Oni's Ultra 2 is so much better than his Ultra 1, just because of the way it makes your opponent play. It gives him a much better defensive game at mid-range, and it makes people want to jump, but they can't. And it does a lot of damage. It's one of the best anti-air ultras in the game. The only downside to it is the weird input. So I'm kind of going a little bit more aggressive here. I just played 2 rounds of veritable, defensive gameplay. And you see it, and unfortunately I don't get a punish there. Dudley's light jet upper recovers really quickly. It's kind of crazy. I went for an empty jump short there, but unfortunately I put myself in the corner, and I didn't time my empty jump setup right, so my short was not out, and he just threw me on wake up. So that was a big mistake on my part, and actually it could have had a lot worse repercussions, but I got right out of the corner. So now I'm back to trying to play a mid-range game. Get across up Tatsu, and this should finish it if I don't drop the combo. I don't, and there we go. Just as a point of reference, there's really no reason to use Oni's EX Tatsu anywhere but the corner, because it does the same damage as his hard kick Tatsu. So unless you're in the corner to get a follow-up, there's not really any reason to use it. I know characters like Ryu actually have more damage on their EX Tatsu, but Oni does not. Again, these are all replays, so I'm just kind of commentating over them and talking about what I did. So I play a lot of matches against Danny Boy. Danny Boy Peru has a really good Honda. He's got some good pressure, and he's beat me a lot in the past. And that was probably supposed to be an autocorrect EX headbutt, but he got me with the it autocorrected to an EX Ocho throw that worked anyway. So I've really given myself a lot of an uphill battle to climb with that one. All right, so I get a cross under, and I drop my combo, and he throws me and kills me. That was cardinal mistake. So the thing with Honda is that he does so much damage. You absolutely have to make sure that you don't give him a significant health lead, because once you do, your life is going to be hell. So he's kind of going crazy with online butt slam tactics right now. And the best thing you can do to those is focus them. Okay, I got to confirm. And we go into the Tatsu for corner push. Okay, so I've got a health lead here. Bait out the butt splash, but unfortunately those are not punishable. Okay, and that was a throw tech bait, and that was a whiff, or a combo drop rather. So I meant to do something other than DP there, but it worked out. He didn't punish me too hard. So now I'm trying to kind of slow things down. I am unfortunately in the corner. He doesn't have a headbutt right now, though, so while Honda's light headbutt is a good anti-air, it's a little bit slower than EX, so they have to react sooner. So while technically these jumps aren't safe, okay, I'm going to cross him up to kill his charge. Crouching medium punch there on Wake, catches him, probably trying to throw tech. And this is pretty much in the bag as long as I don't make a big mistake, because he's in chip range. There, I got him with the fireball. But he was in chip range of EX Ryuken at that point, so basically all you could do is jump, which I'm probably going to anti-air him. And that's basically the only way you can win this matchup, is you have to keep a health lead on Honda, and you have to be diligent about keeping him out. You'll see I'm going to try and do that a little bit more here. Stand hard kick is a really great footsie tool for Oni. It's a little bit slow, but once you get used to the range, and unfortunately it doesn't punish me there, once you get used to the range, stand hard kick, because it has 2 hits and it goes pretty far out, it's really good for counter poking, or just pushing people back. Hands pressure in the corner. And I air dash over his EX headbutt. So you can FADC forward hard punch like I just did there. It's technically negative, but a lot of times people have trouble reacting to it. But that probably was not the best use of my meter there just now. And that should have been an anti-air Ultra 2, but I unfortunately stuck out a stand hard kick. Okay, and this is going to be a big punish, hopefully. Am I going to go for the mix-up? I do! But, okay, so I'm going to pause here. Well, we won. So I won't need to pause. So, Ultra 2 works after Tatsu. So, if I were to have done Ultra 2 there, it would have whiffed, unfortunately. So let me go back here. Where are we at? Yeah, right there. Let me explain that. Oops. Okay, so right there. So, the Tatsu hit... Not this Tatsu. It's when I do the mix-up. So, the Tatsu hit twice. I'm going to try and pause it. Here we go. Okay, so the mix-up's coming here in a second. So, the way it works is that the Tatsu has to hit the first hit, whiff the second hit, and connect with the third hit. And that's how you can confirm whether your Ultra 2 will hit or not. So you'll see that when I do this, 1, 2, and the third whiffs. So I already know that I can't Ultra 2. This is universal to every character, though, as far as I know. I don't know any characters that it doesn't work on. But basically, if you get the first 2 hits or the last 2 hits, you can't Ultra. It has to be the first hit, it has to whiff the second hit, and then the third hit has to connect. And that's when you can do the Ultra 2 for that combo. So, but I couldn't do that, but luckily right after that I just got a cross-up Tatsu, which does work into Ultra 2. And I took the round, or the game. So against Danny Boy, I actually play a lot of matches against him. I think I have like 5 of them. We just kind of play back-to-back in rank here. And I actually did pretty well. Normally he does a lot better against me. I think I end up beating him the vast majority of these, though, which is kind of what made me think that I wanted to try and grind out for A rank. So starting off, he hits me with a hands combo, and I just do the fully charged fireball after the forward throw. It's pretty decent chip damage, and if they try and jump out of it, it'll usually hit them. I'm just trying to keep him in the corner right now so he doesn't have room to work. Light Punch DP is very quick recovery. It is punishable, but it's very fast. So now I'm caught in the Honda pressure string here. Butt slam or... Okay, good DP there. That was supposed to be an Ultra. You can see right here. That was my... I wanted that to be an Ultra. The nice thing about Ultra 2's motion, although it's really, you know, stupid and inconvenient that it's such a weird motion, if you mess it up, you get an EXDP, which still works. So he probably should be dead right now. If I had done the Ultra, he probably would be. But it's not such a bad scenario. EXDP still does a lot of damage, and it still works as an anti-air very well. It's a great anti-air. So I'm just going to try and throw fireballs now. Try not to eat a jump in. Luckily, he did not punish me for that, and this is a free win. Pretty much the only thing that Honda can do to escape EXDP is Ultra, if he's in chip range, and that's not always a great idea. He may be able to do EX Butt Slam, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure my EXDP will beat that. So you'll see it when I do my stomps, and there's a little bit of that choppiness I was talking about there, I apologize. when I do my stomps, I'm almost always trying to space them out so that they're hard to punish. This is very bad corner pressure. Oh, man. So that was a hard kick stomp there, but unfortunately I didn't even touch him with the end hitbox. Caught him with the DP there. That's punishable. So this is a really bad situation for me. I basically have no health. I'm stuck in the corner against E Honda, who does massive chip damage. But I get out with a a light air dash, but unfortunately catches me with a headbutt right afterwards. So I was going to talk about the stomps there, but I'll try and pause on a better example coming up here. And that one is not punishable, the headbutt there. It's got to be a closer headbutt, I think, for it to be punishable. I didn't take the bait. And that was a drop combo on my part. I did not want to do jump back jab, obviously. I don't even know how I got that. That's a very weird drop. I don't normally get that. Alright, I get out of the corner with an air dash to EX Tatsu, re-juggle, and then put myself back in the corner, which is a terrible habit. He blocks the EX slash and doesn't punish. So I do have the bad habit of sometimes putting myself in the corner when I should try to maintain corner pressure instead. So right now I'm trying to bait a jump, and I did. Tatsu to get myself out of the corner a little bit, and look at this hand pressure. But all you can really do is block it. Now, unfortunately, although that mix-up worked, he is now in the corner. Man, we're just trading the corner here left and right. He's going ham. Okay, EX Stomp avoids the headbutt, which is honestly, EX Stomp is not a great wake-up, so I think it has like a frame or two of invincibility, but it's very brief. The only real reason to do it is if basically you're just freaking out and it's an overhead, so you're praying for something. So that was basically just a bad panic move on my part. Fortunately, it worked out and I'm still in the game, but not usually a very smart thing to go for. And he gets me with the headbutt right after. Just that headbutt catches me out of trying to throw a fireball at him. So that was a much poorer performance on my part. He just had a lot of mix-ups on me. Oh man, there's some chugga on that one. I apologize. Most of these should be pretty good. Like I said, a few of these videos unfortunately do have some stutter, but they're pretty smooth. So this is the next match between me and Danny Boy. I'm going to try and play this. You'll actually see that I play these progressively slower the more I play against him. And I really think that's the best way to play this matchup, is to try and beat him in footsies, try and keep him out. Honda just does way too much damage. He didn't anti-air my jump there. Gets a punish on the light DP. Pretty big damage, and you can see he's almost evened it up with just one stupid mistake on my part. Okay, so that stomp, let me talk about that. So I did a medium kick stomp there, and I did it immediately after a cross-up. So a lot of times people will spam crouch tech after a cross-up, thinking that you're going to grab. So that's why the light and medium kick stomps are good. They're both the same speed, but medium kick does a little bit less damage, but has farther range. So I usually use medium kick just to make sure it catches them, but they're both the same speed. Hard kick is the slower stomp, and I use that when I'm trying to space people out, and I don't use it when I'm next to them. It's not quite as good of a frame trap because it's not as quick, but it is only like -1 or 2 on block, whereas light and medium kick are, I think, like -6. The thing about all the stomps, though, is that they all have a pretty good amount of pushback, so even the light and medium ones are very difficult to punish, just because of the range that they put between you and the opponent when they block them. But anyway, that's a great frame trap for Oni. Just cross up into stomp, jab into stomp. But they are punished. They are punishable if your opponent knows they're coming, so definitely gotta get a good read with them. So right now I'm in the range where I'm trying to bait Ultra 2, and I just did. And this should kill. Again, you're seeing how good Ultra 2 really is. Okay, and that did kill. Such an awkward input, but if you can master the Ultra 2 input, nobody should ever jump at you. It's absolutely insane damage, and it beats everything. It's really good anti-air. Probably the best anti-air Ultra maybe in the game. I don't know. In terms of you're talking about like the move itself, the input makes it worse than other moves, such as like Evil Ryu's Ultra 2. But if you can do the motion, it's extremely good. Okay, that was the hard kick stomp, so I'm going to go back actually and show you guys. Go back to the beginning of this one. So you'll see when I go into the corner there, and I went a little bit too far back, I apologize. But you'll see when he's got me in the corner, the range that hard kick stomp has. I should be coming up here very shortly. Okay, so I'm gonna pause right there. So, and unfortunately, of course, I had an Xbox Live message pop up, or Games for Windows Live, excuse me, pop up. But that's a pretty far range. So he does block it initially, but it looks like he let go at the very last second. That is not an overhead. No, he hit tech. He tried to tech and he got a light kick. That's why. So you can see right here that he hit a light kick. So that's why he ended up getting hit by that. But that wasn't even the max range that the hard kick one hits. So that's basically the benefit that you get from the hard kick stomp slow speed, is that it has an absurd range in front of it. And it's actually a really good move to kind of throw out during the footsie game, but you do have to be careful because if your opponent expects it, you can be focused. And I don't think Danny Boy ever catches on to that, but you can get a full crumple if an Oni's throwing that out. So it's a really good move, but it's extremely weak to focus attack. But you get an untechable knockdown. I choose not to jump over him and get out of the corner. Probably not a good idea, but it works out anyway. It was a good overhead there. I've been trying to work more overheads into my gameplay, just to try and eke out a little bit of damage. Did cross up Tatsu there and teched because I thought he was going to block, but he didn't. This is a pretty big health lead I've gotten. This is going to be a big combo. And this is death. So a lot stronger performance from me there. Just better decisions, better spacing, better defensive play, which I am a defensive player, or at least was a defensive player at heart. But ever since I've picked up Oni, I've just become so much more aggressive that I think I need to go back and rework on my defensive play again with him. And it really helped out a lot. I actually think that's a big reason why I was just able to push through this. I've always known I could get A rank, but I just didn't really want to sit down and do it. You know, you lose a lot of points when you lose, when you have this many points. So it takes some very defensive play to make sure that you don't lose. Good anti-air there, just trying to bait him to jump with fireballs, and the normal I'm using is forward light punch to fake my fireballs. And there you can see the stand hard kick. Okay, now that is one of the downsides to stand hard kick. Let me go back a little bit. So you can see at the very beginning of this... Oh, did I go forward? I think I went forward. That's weird. Sorry, I'm really terrible at this. Okay, so you'll see I do a couple stand hard kicks that completely stuff what he's trying to do, and it's really good. But the downside is the first hit of stand hard kick is terrible as an anti-air. It has his foot goes to right about here, but you can't anti-air with the first hit. The second hit that comes down will anti-air well, but at that point it's such a slow startup that it's just not reliable. So you'll see got a hard kick stomp there. So we're just kind of throwing that, and then he just jumps right over that first hit, you can see. So really good move, but you have to know the weakness, and the weakness is that it has a really poor vertical hitbox. So unlike a move like Bison stand roundhouse, you can't just throw it out willy-nilly. It does have a weak vertical hitbox, so you can get beat by a random jump. So you have to be smart with it, basically. But I'm still looking good. Another EXDP, and again, that was supposed to be our friend, the Ultra 2. You can see the... let's see, why did I mess that up? I had back, down, down forward. This should count. There it is. I didn't get a down back. So if there were a down back in between this down and this down forward, I'm pretty sure it would have shortcutted that and read it as an Ultra 2. But it didn't, and I got an EXDP. Still a good anti-air. And that should have been a punish, but I dropped my target combo 2 after the jab. He should be dead right now. Now I have to eat this corner pressure. No anti-airs from him, and this is a free kill. It's another good thing about crouch check blow-ups from those light and medium kick stomps is if they're low on health, it sets up an automatic chip kill for EXDP if they're low enough on health. A lot of characters can't escape it. Some can, but a lot cannot. And there you go. He went right over my stand hard kick again. It's a good adjustment from him to jump at that range. Hard kick stomp trades with the stop sign, and I get out of the corner with the hard kick Tatsu. Okay, and he doesn't take the bait, doesn't get a punish, but he does get a sumo throw mix-up. DP takes it. I could have ultra'd there, but it wouldn't really do a lot of damage. I choose to keep it, and that's a smart move because now he can't jump at me again. And you can see he's kind of scared too. Let's see if I can get him if he tries for it. Okay, block the EX, headbutt, and that is not punishable. He is working me to the corner here, but he has to do it without jumps because he knows he'll die. Good stuff from Danny Boy. He baits out a jump from me. And EX headbutt takes it. So I have the meter advantage here, and I feel like I've definitely been outplaying him for the most part in this game. What's been giving him the lead is that he's been reading the jump on my stand hard kick. Okay, good overhead. So I've got to be careful with my stand hard kicks. I still want to use it, but I can't let him get a jump in on me. Okay, throw is going to give me some good positional and corner push. Meaty crush, medium punch. I dropped the combo, unfortunately, but pick it right back up. Going for a throw mix-up, but okay, so now, did I get the... I did get a throw, but I must have done it too late. Yeah, so I was like a frame late on the throw, so that's just a mistake on my part. He should be dead, probably, but, because I don't think he teched it. I think he just shorted me. I was supposed to be an anti-air, but now I get a free kill. It's amazing how quick that turns around. That's probably the thing that makes Oni the scariest, is that stomp move blowing up throw techs. And it actually makes his throw game a lot scarier than you might think it would be. So keep that in mind, because that stomp can also make a lot of DPs whiff on Dragon Punch characters if it's done at that range. A lot of times they go under him and Oni just lands behind them. It's not really like a setup per se. He doesn't have like an actual way to set that up like from a crouching position a lot of times, because then people can delay the reversal. But in a stand position, it works pretty well. So another match against Danny Boy, this time in Africa. Charge Fireball has 2 hits. And that's actually a relatively good far-range frame trap. Well, maybe not a frame trap, but it's a good poke, I don't know, poke string to do forward light kick into stand hard kick. Because forward light kick has a lot of pushback and it's really fast, and a lot of times people get hit by it and they get frustrated and they want to hit a button right away. So right now I'm just trying to keep him from pushing me too far into the corner, but unfortunately he does work me there. And now I have to deal with the hands gauntlet, so how am I going to get out of this? I've been doing air dash to get out. Okay, he doesn't have his anti-air down there. I think he's going for EX headbutts because I've punished a good stand hard kick. I've punished a couple of his regular ones with forward hard punch. But it's probably not a good use of meter on his part. Stand hard kick doesn't hit twice, but still a good range. The second hit when it connects in the air does a knockdown. So that's why that happened just there. You'll see that again. The second hit only in the air. Here we go. Right onto the ground. So while it's... And that's the hit that is a good anti-air portion. So the second hit is good, but it's got to be delayed, so it won't work versus jump forwards, and you can't really react with it. But it's another thing that makes the move so good to throw out in a lot of situations. Good autocorrect DX headbutt. And I'm just trying to bait an Ultra... Well, I was trying to bait an Ultra 2 jump in. But instead I get a throw string, and this is free kill. I think he's going to go through... Oh, my DP didn't come out. So his Ultra was here. I guess maybe it ate... Yeah, it ate my my down forward input when he activated, I'm guessing. So, but that would have won anyway. But luckily I was able to block because it ate the rest of my input. So he's trying to build some meter right now. I think he's decided that he wants more EX headbutts. There's another air to ground stand hard kick there. Good EX DP. That one was meant to be one because I don't have Ultra yet. EX DP does a lot of damage and it has a really far forward range on it. It hits much farther than a regular hard punch DP would. Farther forward. So it's really scary. And I've got a huge health lead here. I'm getting worked in the corner, but it's really not too big of a deal. There's that hard kick stomp to push him back. He lands on the fireball. And I'm just baiting with forward light punch for these fake fireballs. Okay, now I'm in the corner, but I've worked up a good health lead getting there. Fireball FADC gets me out. And I just FADC'd that into a stand medium kick because I wasn't sure if the fireball was going to hit. It's basically, so let me... I could have done like a slash out of that. I'll go back a little bit. But I wasn't sure if the fireball would hit him or not, so I just kind of did that. And it looks like actually I did try to do a hard kick slash, so... But sometimes I just do the medium kick because it's a 2-hit move, so if your fireball doesn't hit, you can maybe sometimes catch them if they're trying to focus it or something. And if it does hit, it's just like a little bit of damage. There's probably, I mean, technically a better confirm would be to do jab into a target combo into more damage, but you can't always confirm if you're using a fireball strictly to give you screen space like I was there. If I had done like a medium kick into a fireball, then I probably would have been able to hit confirm into a combo, definitely. But there it was just like raw fireball, dash behind it, trying to get out of the corner, or at least a little bit. So that's kind of the logic behind that. And he still got me in the corner. It's a really good position for him, but he seems kind of scared. I'm doing a great job with my pokes here. Crouching medium punch and stand hard kick are helping me a lot. And this is funny. Whee! I'm Oni. I have an air dash. I should have killed him there with that punish, but I didn't, and I get a free chip kill. So a lot of instances where other characters would get hit out of their jump attacks with things like an Ultra in that situation, Oni can air dash, which is really convenient. Characters like Cammy can do that with their dive kick, but it's a little better, a little worse, depending. I mean, well, it's a lot, obviously Cammy's EX dive kick is a lot better, but or EX Tatsu from other Shotos, but you know, Oni can do it without using a bar, and he has more options with it, which is kind of nice because he can move forward, back, or straight up. So this is my first in Bison, it looks like. So Ken Master, he's got a lot of points, and it's no secret that I think this is a really terrible matchup. I think it's about 7-3 Bison. So it's really difficult, and I'm always afraid when I fight good Bisons. So mostly the reason it's bad, and you'll see it in this one, is that Bison's pokes are really good. All of his normals are extremely good, and they basically just shut down almost all of Oni's buttons. So most Shotos will fall back to like a fireball game until they can work Bison to the corner or get some kind of a knockdown for pressure, you know. But Oni's fireballs, since they don't go full screen, if the Bison knows the matchup, they can play really lame and just build meter full screen away. Now, Oni can walk forward at that point, but then Bison kind of doesn't really mind that because then Oni's trying to poke him. So that's I won't ramble too long, but it's a very frustrating matchup for Oni. And then, of course, Bison can just escape a lot of your pressure because he has really good escapes. You can option select it, but it's kind of hard. It depends on what escape you think he's going to do. Plus, I'm just terrible at option select, so... Alright. So, he starts off there with the Devil's Reverse. And I should have anti-aired that. Bison has a big, slow, floaty jump, but it's also kind of hard to predict. Stand hard kick there will beat Scissors if they do an empty light Scissors. So that's a good thing to throw out, but if they wait and see you do the stand hard kick and then light Scissors, then they whiff punish your stand hard kick. Now, that was kind of a random Ultra on his part, but probably good. He saw me do the, well, not random, but he saw me do the fireball. I wouldn't have expected him to have charge there, but he did, so calling that random is not really fair. I guess it was pretty good. So, okay, and then that's an Ultra 2. I'm going to rewind this since I paused it and just let you guys see that. So, it's a little bit too far. There you go. So, stand hard kick beats the light Scissors, and you might see him do an adjustment there where he waits for me to do the stand hard kick like I mentioned. So here comes a fireball, and then I get ultra'd, I think. Oh no, I guess we have one more exchange. There it is. Okay. So when he does a Devil's Reverse, I try and anti-air it with the crouch hard punch in case he comes down early. He doesn't come down early, and unfortunately thinks he can punish me. But because I did, and that's a kill, because I did the crouch fierce so early, it recovered in time, and I did the Ultra 2 and caught him. So Bison can make that safer. That's not a guaranteed thing. He obviously could have gone back, and he wouldn't have gotten Ultra 2'd, but I think he was expecting to be able to punish my crouch fierce, and he couldn't. Hard kick stomp catches him out of a slide. Catch him on the cross up there, and we're going to go into a full combo into corner fresh. Let's see what I get here. Alright, EX Tatsu, and looks like he did Devil's Reverse, not Head Stomp, so he didn't catch me. I got a back throw, and he's kind of scared at this point. He should be killed. Should be stunned in death, I believe. Not stunned. But not a lot of options for him there. Really strong matchup for me, strong round for me, and this is a bad matchup, I swear. I think I have one or two more Bisons in my way that you'll see some of what I'm talking about. But I actually, if I remember correctly, I did play really well against M-Bisons on this whole string, and that's another reason that it worked out for me. But the main takeaway from that, if you saw what that Bison did, which wasn't a lot, but it's mostly because he just tried to aggress me, and Bison does not win that matchup by aggressing Oni. That's not to say you can't harass him. You totally can harass him, but you have to aggress him at a safe stick and move, poke range. You can't try to get in his face, because that's exactly what Oni wants, and it's actually really difficult for Oni to make that happen in the matchup. So if you give that to him, you're basically throwing away everything that makes the matchup good for you. So if you're a Bison player and you fight Onis, play them lame, lots of stand medium kicks, lots of safe pressure, and you can push him to the corner, just keep a safe distance while you do it. So I don't really know the Gen matchup, and if I remember correctly, this guy taunts a bunch or something. So I don't know what this guy's deal was. I know the name, I think he plays other characters, I think he's pretty good, but that is punishable, that crouch light kick that Gen just did. I just didn't get the punish. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he just taunted. So I'm just going to go nuts and see what happens. Stand hard kicks. I don't know if I should even be showing this guy. We won't take too much time. Let's just go through. I think he taunts some more. Yeah, we'll skip through this guy. Oh, I got him with a super. How'd I get him with a super? We can watch that. Did I do a Kara? Oh, no, I did it after the slash. Okay. And I went for a DP there, but as you can see, since it's not EX, it was not guaranteed. But I didn't really care too much. He could have actually killed me there with a super into Ultra. I don't know what that guy's deal was. He was taunting or something. So I'm not gonna dwell on that match. Oh yeah, okay, we gotta go back. Okay, sorry. So this guy's Ryu, Hawk Guy 2, Hawk Y, I guess, is actually pretty good. I've played him before, and I actually remembered his name, and I was really nervous about playing him. He has a really, he's got like a really good fundamental Ryu style. He just is smart about when to jump and when not to jump, and when to fireball, and you'll see that and how scary that is to deal with. And Ryu's fireball game obviously is really, really strong compared to Oni's. Good air-to-air there. Good throw. That's a gimmick, but it's a good gimmick. Okay, I catch him with the stand hard kick. Alright, so the focus attack gives me a lot of damage, and so you can see there that I went for the throw after the light kick slash. This guy obviously also kind of knows the Oni matchup. He knows the best way to beat Oni, especially as a Shoto, is to not fear Oni's options, because while Oni does a lot of damage, most of his options are kind of low priority. So all of his, anything I could have done in that situation, basically except block, would have gotten beaten by a DP. And that's something that Onis do a lot after light kick slashes. They try to reapply pressure. So that's a good decision on his part. Alright, so we're back a little bit. There's his Tatsu cross-up gimmick. And then I get the focus crumple. Here we go again. I'm going to go for a throw and get DP'd. And he DPs me again on there. Okay, so that was twice in a row I tried to wake up. This is exactly what I was just saying. And you could look like, oh, this guy's just DPing. But the thing is that this guy, again, I mean, he could just be DPing, but I don't think so. I've played him before, and he knows when to do it and when to make an educated guess. It's a relatively safe guess, especially against someone like me, because I like to wake up with medium kick stomp. I did that twice there. I woke up with medium kick stomp twice. The other one's down here. This is my tech. So medium kick stomp and light kick stomp are airborne on frame 1, which means that if someone walks up to you and tries to do a meaty attack, you will air reset most of the time. It's like a very, very tight timing for them to actually meaty you before you leave the ground on the stomp at 1 frame, I suppose. So doing that is actually, it's not invincible, and it's not technically safe on block, but if someone's trying to throw out meaties, it's a lot of times better than eating a meaty setup. In this instance, it was a bad decision for me, obviously, but there are times when it's good. So this guy pretty much knows my habits with that, and he just did 2 raw DPs, which completely beat that out. So risky, technically, but like I said, he's played me before, and I think he knows my tendency. Good link there. That's a 1-frame link into that sweep. And I tried to... Looks like I tried to throw tech. Probably thought he was going to whiff that hard punt, or hard kick there, and then throw me. But he didn't, and I got hit in the face and I died. So this guy knows exactly when not to respect Oni, and when to, be respectful. So he's gonna, you can see here, he's gonna play a fireball game, try and get a little bit of a lead, and when he gets to a certain point, he's just gonna completely try and disrespect me. Good anti-air there. That was a bad jump on his part, or good spacing on my part, whichever way you want to look at it. Tatsu, I punish him for, and I was too far away to get a punish on that light DP. So there's a lot of DPing going on here. Okay, I get him with the cross-up slash. Another baited DP. This is going to be big damage. So it's one of Oni's strengths, if you respect the other person's wake up, Oh, and you can see there he's 0 pixels, so I did technically miscalculate that, but what are you going to do? It was basically guaranteed as far as I was concerned. So unfortunately it didn't work. He didn't ultra me. Wouldn't have killed me anyway, and I just DP again. So lots of DP, DP, DP there. Lots of no respect from both players, but if you do get a block on a DP from Oni, it's big damage. So that is one of the best things about him, is that if you make people start not respecting you, and then just give them a little bit of respect, you can get big punishes, which is good. So I'm kind of getting pushed into the corner. It's a really good jump in on his part. He gets the 1-frame link there on the sweep, or maybe he dropped it, I'm not sure. I think he hit it. There's the medium kick stomp. Right now I'm just trying to reestablish positioning, but he's doing a very good job of harassing me with fireballs and preventing me from really using my normals at a range that if I jump, I'll be DP'd by him. So it's a very scary situation, and it's really difficult to deal with. Should have Ultra 2'd that jump from him, but he's jumping so sparingly that it's hard to get a read on when he's going to do it. There you go. He DP'd me out of my attempted follow-up on the FADC'd slash. That should have been an Ultra 2. You can see I went for it there, but I messed it up and got a jump back. It's alright though, because a jump in lands me big damage, and I'm now in the lead. One of the nice things about Oni, again, is how much damage he does. Now, okay, I should be dead right here, but what you're going to see is he does this punch, and he doesn't do anything else. So all he had to do right there was do a medium punch into a DP, into FADC, into Ultra, and, well, maybe I wouldn't be dead, but I'd be darn near dead. So that's a really fortunate break for me, and it's really the only reason that I was able to, spoiler alert, win this match. There you go. So, definitely a match that should have been a loss. An unfortunate drop on his part means that I won. Okay, full disclosure, this guy completely wrecks me, and I'm terrible against Ibuki's. And I think this matchup is terrible, even though I'm also terrible against her. But, like, there's a guy who plays Ibuki in my scene who has a lot of unblockable technology that works really well on Oni. Once he gets knocked down, he's borderline, I don't know, he's like borderline free. So, I don't know if this guy knows all that technology. He mostly just does kunais, and I'm really bad at blocking them. So, I'm not really going to analyze this too much. We'll just let it play out, and you can see how terrible I am against Ibuki, if the Ibuki's good. So, props to Lick My Fruit Loop for vortexing me to death. And this guy also makes several good reads that are technically unsafe, but like that. So, like, he really shouldn't have probably done that there, but he assumed I was going to jump, and it worked. And just one or two little correct reads like that with Ibuki, while if you read it wrong, you get punished pretty hard. If you get a right read and you get one untackable knockdown, it completely changes the pace of the match and puts it so much in Ibuki's favor. Oni has a poor backdash. He has a very big hurt box, so he's susceptible to a lot of meaty unblockable type stuff. But again, this guy I think just gets me with kunais, and I just don't know how to block them. Yeah. So this is mostly my fault. So if you're good with Ibuki, play me sometime so I can learn this matchup, because I am terrible at it. Alright. Not a lot of analysis to be taken away from that one. Alright, we got another Bison coming up. Man, I'm really terrible at these skips. We'll just let it go. Alright, so this is Dina or Deanna? I don't know. I guess it's Dina. Dina-matic. And another M-Bison, another high-ranked M-Bison. So, I think this guy is semi-aggressive too, so I did get lucky with that. Now, normally that is punishable, but the Scissor Siege would normally be punishable. But I was kind of late on my punish, it looked like, or maybe he was too far away. Okay, now, so what I did there was a light punch DP, which juggles into a hard punch DP if you're close enough. But I was not close enough, and I shouldn't have juggled with that anyway. There's really no reason to ever juggle with a hard punch DP after light DP. I'm going to do it again here in the corner, which is why I'm calling that out. But that's an area where I see a lot of Onis also do DP juggles after like EX slashes. You should basically always juggle with forward hard kick, back medium punch, or stomp. The only exception is to do Tatsu to go into Ultra 2. But like the DP, if you do a juggle with it, only hits once and it's a 3-hit move, so it does like no damage. So there's really no reason to do that. So this is a pretty bad situation. I'm stuck in the corner. He goes for a frame trap. Doesn't pay off. Puts himself in the corner with an EX Psycho. There we go. You can see how little damage that just did. I mean, it does like nothing. I can... Here, we'll rewind it a little bit. And of course I rewind too far, as always. So there's the whiff one. So look at his health bar right now. So here comes light DP, hard DP. So that's like nothing. If I had done a forward hard kick, it would have done a lot more damage than that. Back medium punch will do an air reset, so I could go for a grab. And you can also do stomp, actually, but only in the corner off of that DP. You can do a medium kick stomp for an untechable knockdown. So right now I've got him stuck in the corner, and I cross him up to kill his charge and then go for a hard kick slash, which catches him and puts him back in the corner. So a decent exchange there, but unfortunately he slides under the hard kick slam, and now I'm stuck right back in the corner with a huge health deficit against Bison. And a throw takes it. So really bad situation there. Not the cleanest play on my part. It's actually really sloppy play on my part. So much so that it probably messed Dina up. But that's me being nervous against Bisons because, like I said, it's a very difficult matchup. So a lot of times I do. I don't normally lose my composure, but when I'm trying to do something like this where I could lose a lot of points, and I'm like, oh my god, I fought another Bison. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so it's definitely something to keep in mind, though. You always want to keep your composure. So let's see if I can turn it around. Good, I find the jump hard kick. This is going to be a lot of damage. Get the reset into the grab. He tried to throw tech there. So I'm just mixing him up. And I catch him with an EX Tatsu. So that's a lot of hard reads. Basically, he should have done an EX Devil's Reverse or blocked. That would have got him out of the EX Tatsu there. Kind of a weird thing also, I don't know if this is an every time thing, but like when you fight against a Ryu, if a Ryu walks up to you and does EX Tatsu, and you crouch tech, it blows it up. I've had a lot of people crouch tech me as Oni when I walk up EX Tatsu, and a lot of times their crouch tech will hit me out of my Tatsu. I haven't tested that yet. I don't know if that's like a guaranteed thing all the time, but it's something I definitely notice more with Oni than I do with Evil Ryu, or Akuma, so it's something to do with maybe Oni's bigger hitbox. Double dash up right away. That Bison dash, so good. Alright, so that was... I'm actually going to go over that again, so you can see how silly that was. I believe I did an autocorrect EXDP. Yeah. So he did a Superman, I did and you can see it's an autocorrect because I was pointing to the right. But if you do it late enough, it'll do the autocorrect and you'll catch him, and even though that Superman looks really deep, it's still vulnerable just like any other anti-air to a 3-frame DP. Much less an EX one for all this damage he's about to get. And I go for the EX Tatsu again, catch him out of the Psycho. Lots of good corner pressure here. I'm just trying to keep him in there. Stand hard kick does beat scissors if you do it the right time. Really important. Catch him out of another EX Psycho. I pretty much, it's a very bad habit on this guy's part. And I just, wow, that should have been death, but I messed up my combo. That was supposed to be a target combo too, and I got it autocorrect DP. I got a stand medium punch instead of a back medium punch. He is in chip range for EX Gouken, but Bison does have a teleport, so you have to be careful. Luckily, it ends up not mattering. You catch him out of a backdash. Not a lot Bison can do with a health deficit that big. And that's just one more reason, besides the fact that Bison does so well when he plays defensively against Oni. When he plays run away, keep away, you know, when he harasses Oni, Bison does really well. But the other reason is that when you hit Bison and he doesn't have meter, he ceases being able, you know, to be evasive, and it's kind of like you're just throwing away everything that you're doing. And on top of that, the more you let Oni hit you, and the bigger the deficit is for Bison, the harder it is for you to come back. So definitely. Message to all Bison players: if you want to beat Oni players without too much effort, don't try and rush them down right away. You can mix them up, but it's better to, in my opinion, much better to play keep away. So I'm pretty bad against Cody. I think this is a very even matchup, but, well, let me rephrase that. I'm not bad against him per se, but for some reason I eat a lot of rocks, and I feel like I shouldn't. I know Oni's fireballs are not too good, but I'm awkwardly intimidated by Cody rocks. I don't really know why that is. But I don't think I'll have too much trouble here. We'll see. Cody does a lot of damage if you do dumb things, but if you play solid, he definitely has a hard time getting in. Okay, he catches me in my staying hard kick there. I was getting too liberal with my staying hard kick usage. Oh, excuse me. I yawned. It's been a long day at work today. So, okay, I take round 1 there, and Cody's back medium punch is actually a pretty good anti-air. So you do have to be kind of careful jumping at him. He hit me with it once there. But you don't have much of a reason to jump at him anyway, because it should really be you forcing him to come to you. So he has a health lead here, and I'm just giving him a bigger one. He's got me stuck in the corner. He's actually applying pretty good corner pressure here. Okay, so that was a huge mistake, what I just did. So let's rewind that. So he pushes me into the corner. One of these days I'll have a better fast forward, slow-mo, rewind type software. So he pushes me in the corner here and keeps me here. And at some point, I jump out. Looks like it's coming here. Okay, so I'm out of the corner, right? So I do have a huge health deficit, but he's in the corner, and this is really the best opportunity for me to try and bring it back. So what do? I go for an ambiguous cross-up, and I put myself right back in the corner. And I think that's a mistake that I still make. And I think a lot of people make it. But it basically stems from you thinking, oh, I'm at this huge health deficit. I have to hit him with something. I'm just going to go for a cross-up, because if a cross-up hits, I'll be able to do a big combo. And that'll help so much. But what you're really doing is giving away your positional advantage. So it is a calculated risk. There may be some times when you do want to go for it. But more often than not, you should just keep the positional advantage, keep your opponent in the corner, and try and play solid to get the win, because that really is your best odds. So I get a slash to get back out, luckily, because Oni's silly. And now we're back in the situation. So this did work out for me, but I wanted to point out, why it's not necessarily the best philosophy. And there we go. Okay, right away again. So look at that. I gave myself a second chance, and then I just jump out and do it again. So he now has the full screen to work with, or to push me to the corner if he chooses to, which it looks like he does. Now I get out of there, and now that I've gotten my health lead, I'm just gonna try and play solid and keep him out. That should have been an anti-air on my part, but it wasn't. Now we get an EXDP. Cody can EX bingo out of that. I don't think he can punish Oni after it, but I have seen him do EX bingo and escape that before, because of the way bingo moves him forward, I think. So same Cody player, different level, and I'm just going to anti-air him and try and keep him from jumping in at me too much. Forward roundhouse, which I just used twice in a row there. It's a pretty good move. It's definitely slow, but it hits really far away, and it's a little bit quicker than the forward hard punch. The only downside is that it whiffs on most characters when they crouch, so especially at a farther distance. So it's a good move to throw out, but you got to be really careful with it, and you basically have to earn using it by hitting them with other normals first. It's supposed to be a crouching hard punch, but I got to stand, so I didn't get my anti-air. He's just going ham here. I could have a lot better punishes on these. Nice, catch him with the anti-air. On those tornado uppers, but unfortunately, light. I don't think light is punishable. If it is, it's very tight. As far as I know, you can only punish medium or hard. I don't play against a lot of Codys either, though, so I just kind of play this matchup with a very general sense of strategy. Stay medium kick, you can see there will catch people when they jump back. The downside is that it only does 30 damage, which is less than like a jab for some characters. Yeah, I should have killed him there with the chip DP, but I messed up. It's alright though, because I get it there. Yeah, so stay medium kick hits twice. It does like I think 70 damage total, but if you hit anywhere but right in front of Oni, the first hit whiffs, which is 40 damage, and you only get 30 on the second hit. So really good poke in terms of, or not poke, but it's a good anti-air. I guess it's kind of a good poke. In terms of the hitbox and stuff, but it just doesn't do any damage. at all. So light kick slash whiffed there. He was just barely too far to get hit by that. So unfortunately, I'll go back and rewind you there to show you that's kind of weird. EX slash, if it counter hits, juggles like 100 million miles up in the air, and it's pretty analogous to like when you're playing Sagat and you get a counter hit Tiger Uppercut, and they go into that really crazy spinning motion, and it actually is a bad thing because it messes up your ability to combo after it. See how high up he goes, and he goes into that turning animation up there. So counter hit EX slash is actually kind of annoying. You can visually confirm it and decide to do something else like a forward roundhouse or delayed ultra will work. But as far as I know, I don't think you can actually do the Tatsu into Ultra 2 off of a counter hit slash. If you can, I don't know the timing of it. You can see there it's really awkward. So it's like, man, I almost wish that had not counter hit, you know? So EXDP takes it. And moving on. Now we've got an Akuma, it looks like, ahead of us. I am so bad at this fast forward rewind, I apologize. So this matchup is also really terrible. It's I think it's close to 7-3. It might not be quite that, but it probably is. Luckily, most Akumas are not very proficient online. Akuma's a cool character who, at face value, seems relatively easy to pick up, even though he's actually really hard to be good with. So it's usually pretty easy if you just kind of let them make mistakes. You can punish what they're doing, try and mix them up. This is going to be death, probably. And Akuma has no health, so if somebody who's playing Akuma isn't, you know, extremely proficient, they don't. I mean, this guy's obviously a good player. He's not a bad player or anything, but like, to be a good Akuma, you have to be on a higher level than you do for some other characters with your setups and such. So, despite it being a bad matchup, it's still doable. So I'm just anti-airing him out of fireballs here. I get a stun from way too many fierces, and this should be death, but I drop my combo and turn it into an American frame trap. So, should have killed him off that combo outright, but luckily it didn't matter too much that I dropped. Now we've got a matchup against Ryu here. He's going to be pretty standard fare. He's kind of a low PP, low BP. Pretty much against Ryu's, I just try to assess how good their fireball game is, because that depends, or that determines basically how I'm going to play the matchup. If they have a good fireball game, I'm going to need to be really tentative, and I'm going to need to try and, you know, thread the needle. I actually have a harder time getting in on, you know, good Ryu's than I do on good Sagats a lot of times. Ultra 2 anti-air there takes it. I'm just going to kind of talk about general strategy. There's not going to be a lot of analysis in this one. So if they don't have a good fireball game, though, I can kind of I tried to get away with chipping without. This is going to whiff. I tried to get away with chipping him without using EX meter, but as I mentioned earlier in the video, EX DP goes so much farther than regular DP. In addition to doing more chip damage, so the second hit of the regular DP whiffed because I was too far away, whereas EX would have hit and guaranteed killed there. So anyway, if they don't have a good fireball game, I usually try to rush them down a little bit more, or at least just get in their face, because I don't have to worry as much about them throwing me out and doing setups and then chipping me away with a fireball game. So against a lot of characters, it's not necessarily good advice, but Ryu is such a popular character that it's good to know how to beat him at all play levels. Because a lower skilled Ryu sometimes can still be a hassle because they're unpredictable, and Ryu's default tools are actually really strong. So that was an air dash into Demon. I won't rewind that, but basically you do the backwards air dash, and then you just do a Raging Demon, and it catches them out of the juggle animation that Hard Punch air dash puts them into. So now we've got a Sakura. I really don't like this character. Not probably a terrible matchup, but certainly in Sakura's favor. Her footsie game is oddly effective against Oni, and her pressure is ridiculous. And this is one of the few matchups that I think Oni not being able to FADC his DP on block really hurts him in. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Oni should have that. I actually think he should not have that buff. But, oh man, look at that. Hang on, where are we at with that? Okay. I blocked... Yeah. That's got to be unblockable, right? There's my back. There she is on the right. Man. And then I'm trying to block the other way now because I'm just scared. Oh, man. I don't... Maybe not. Maybe it's not unblockable. Maybe I just failed to block it in time. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know enough about unblockables. But that jump in is really dumb. I do know that. At any rate, Sakura's footsie game is surprisingly effective against Oni, and her mix-ups are crazy. Not having the blocked FADC Shoryuken does negate his ability to deal with her light kick Tatsu pressure. Fortunately, this player has not put me in any as of yet. I guess he's a new Sakura. He's obviously a competent player based on his PP, but maybe just trying Sakura out or something. I went for the overhead there. This should be death if I don't drop it. So in that situation, I could have ended with a Tatsu or a Stomp, which would have basically made my setup for the EXDP stronger, but that also makes Sakura more likely to do an EXDP of her own on Wake, and our EXDPs will trade. I can punish Sakura when I land, but it's really tight. So I chose to leave her standing after the light kick slash to basically not guarantee, but make it more likely that she'd either throw tech or block or something. She's less likely to do an EXDP after that. She still could, though, certainly. And I think, actually, ironically, had I done a hard kick Tatsu, I probably would have killed her outright, but it was kind of close. So just another situation, though, where EXDP is basically safe to throw out. She cannot punish me for doing it there. If she blocks, she dies. If we whiff DPs on each other, the best-case scenario is... for him is that he doesn't get punished for it and just remains neutral. So, but I can punish it. So I'm trying to throw some fireballs right now. She just walks up with EX Tatsu. That moves like +4 on block or something ridiculous like that. Tatsu's right underneath hard kick, stomp. I don't understand the ranges of some of this character's moves. Really, very confusing. So hard kick stomp catches him out of an attempted DP there, and I just go for the. I did go for the Kara throw there, but I didn't get it. So I would have needed to have this hard punch be on this line to get the hard punch Kara throw. So I'm still actually not very good at my Kara throw. I've only recently started really trying to implement it. I've always known about it, but I haven't really practiced it, which is bad on me. But lately I've been using it, and it actually helps a lot. So learn your Kara throws if you're Oni. You can see there I attempted it again and messed it up. So the hard punch needs to be here, basically, for that to work. You also need to have a throw on that line, if I remember correctly. Or on the second line. So I try to punish him with an EXDP for that focus, and I don't get it. Autocorrect EXDP takes the exchange there, though. Okay, so there's that plus on block. I'm stomping because I'm so scared. Probably not a good idea, but he either made a mistake or a very bad decision with that light kick Sakura Atoshi there, and got killed for it. So this is the same player now playing Sagat. Same guy I just played, though, and Sagat probably not his main either, but definitely a competent player. So against Sagat, you want to use a lot of sweep, and the reason why is it will catch him out of high fireball, as you just saw there. So if Sagat's trying to throw high fireballs, which they'll do because even though they go over crouching, opponents, they recover faster, and a lot of characters can't really punish him at that range. Their sweeps aren't very long. So Oni's sweep is actually pretty far distance-wise. It's not as far as you would think based on the animation, but it's farther than a lot of sweeps. So he is able to do that pretty well, and it's a really important thing about the Sagat matchup. Crouching hard kick under high tiger shot is super important in this matchup. So you're going to see me throw that out a lot more than I would in most matchups. I would almost never use crouching sweep or crouching hard kick because it's too slow and he can't combo into it. It's just not a very good move. It's good to kind of throw out sometimes as like a counter poke or a whiff punish or something, but not the best move. So I trade on the Tiger Uppercut, and he gets a free forward hard kick into Ultra, but he's using Ultra 2, and I want to talk about that too because while Sagat wants to use Ultra 2 against like Ryu and Akuma a lot of the time, Oni's fireball game's not particularly good, and I think Sagat wins the fireball game well enough already that he'd be better off with the damage, because if he had Ultra 1, my health would probably be, what, down to here or something? It'd be pretty low. And he'd also have me in the corner with really good positioning, and I probably would have lost very quickly after that Ultra for jumping in at him so stupidly. So Ultra 2 just doesn't do enough damage, and Oni's not going to throw enough fireballs to, in my opinion, make Ultra 2 worth it for the Sagat player. I landed on the fireball there, but it's better than getting Tiger uppercutted, so I live to see another day. And I am slowly but surely working him into the corner. And I jump over him and put myself in the corner. There's that cardinal sin I was just talking about. My cross-up Tatsu whiffs, but luckily I escape. Somehow I escape with my life. And I'm still in this fight. So let me go back and show that as well. A little bit. Okay. So forward hard punch, which I'm going to do forward hard punch in a second. Forward hard punch is technically not safe even on block. It's actually so laggy, a local player in my scene actually showed me that if Ibuki blocks forward hard punch at any range from Oni, she can punish with an Ultra 2. So that's, and it doesn't even, I don't even think it has to be reversal. Maybe it does, but at any range that she blocks it, she can punish with an Ultra 2. So that move is really negative on block. Really negative. But because it's so far away, a lot of characters don't have a move that hits far away quickly. So they'll try to use a slower, farther range move. Or maybe maybe they just aren't familiar with the range. But at any rate, I throw out a hard kick after I do it. And I caught, I think, looks like a crouching medium punch. So his crouching medium punch whiffed. He technically timed it right, it looked like, but the move just isn't far enough to punish. So then I go from being negative to almost, it's not positive or really a frame trap, but it's a situation where in the poke game, depending on the character that you're playing, you can throw it out after that gets blocked. But a lot of characters can punish it on block, so you need to know which can and what they can punish with. And at this point, I've actually gained myself a health lead, which is awesome. He hits me with a Tiger Knee, but I'm still in the lead, and I hit him with a preemptive medium kick slash. So unfortunately, he got too predictable with his fireballs there. You'll see it here. He's going to throw one, and then I'm going to wake up and do the slash through it. So medium kick slash has fireball invincibility. It takes a few frames for the invincibility to start up. EX slash, on the other hand, is immediately fireball immune. But since you have to travel behind the opponent, it a lot of times will give them time to block. Whereas if you do the medium kick slash, while you do technically have to guess to make it work, if you guess right, it's a guaranteed hit. They won't be able to block it at the right range anyway. So a very seldom used tactic from Oni, but one that's good to know about in a pinch. You can go through a fireball without any meter with him. You just have to make a hard read to do it. So I'm going to push him to the corner some more here. Caught him out of the air with the stand hard kick and got a knockdown. Traded with the Tiger Knee. So not the best situation. That Tiger Uppercut does so much damage. So you can see me there stabbing with forward light kick, and I want to talk about why that DP just came out, actually. Okay. So I'm going to catch him out of a focus attack, backdash with a forward light kick. This is reactionary. Okay. Okay, so look at my inputs right now. Forward light punch, medium punch. And that is target combo 1. So what happened is I did a forward light punch and I did a medium punch, and you can see here at no point did I press another punch. What I was actually buffering was back, down, back technically, but it reads still. Back, down, forward, forward, light kick. Okay. So, well, I guess it doesn't read, perhaps, or if it does, I timed it late. But anyway, there was supposed to be a light kick slash off of that, but it read the medium punch from before as a negative edge. If you don't know what negative edging is, I won't take too much time to explain it, but it's basically the fact that in Street Fighter 4 buttons read on press down, and on press release, but the press release does not show up in the input list. So, unfortunately, as good as Target Combo 1 is as a poke to fish with, or to confirm in certain situations, the downside is that if you go into light kick slash, even though it's not hard to go into light kick slash, I do it all the time, it actually has a significant problem with negative edging, where sometimes this happens. If you miss one little arrow on your light kick slash, you can negative edge and it'll read a medium punch DP, and as you can see, I'm 10 million feet in the air and ready to get punished. So just kind of a random little annoyance. There's not really a lot you can do other than just make sure your inputs are good, you know, do the right inputs. But you know, I didn't technically do a DP input there. That's just an unfortunate side effect of negative edging. But negative edging helps in a lot of other ways. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think overall it is a good thing for the game. Just a weird little side effect. So he doesn't get the trade to forward roundhouse there. He's a little late on it. Should be a pretty big punish. Going to the reset into a throw. You can see there that once again I tried to Kara throw and failed. Just pointing out how bad I am at that. Hard kick stomp catches him out of, looks like he was just spamming kick. I don't even know. I don't know what he was doing there. Just going for a lot of corner pressure here. Stand hard kick, beats the focus. And I'm not sure if that was reactive on his part or if he was just doing that anyway to get me off of him. But it ends up that he caught me out of a fireball. Still, though, you'll see not a lot of damage, really, you know, that Ultra. Whereas he could have done an Ultra 1 in that situation. If he was just going to try and beat my fireball at that point blank of a range, Ultra 1 will still win. The point of Ultra 2 is to play a far fireball game and eke out punishes from some character who's pressuring you from farther away. And Oni's not ever going to be doing that. So I really think Sagat should always go with Ultra 1 against Oni. Again, I would have taken twice as much damage, probably. You know, it does a lot more damage, Ultra 1. So there's that patented jump attack to, hey, I'm going to throw you, just kidding. Light kick stomp, beats crouch tech, and I take the round. So we have a Gouken here. I think this is an even matchup. I will say that if there's any character that Oni might beat, it probably would be Gouken. But I don't think so. I think it's even. But maybe not. We'll see. We'll see in time to come. But I'm pretty sure it's even, but it's definitely borderline. Oni has a lot of things that he harasses Gouken with. Predominantly, it's his armor break stuff that breaks his parry ability and just Oni's huge damage. But Gouken's fireball game is really irritating. This guy, unfortunately, is just a little bit too predictable with his fireball game. And I'm able to just get in. And once Oni gets in, this is a free slash for me. Spend a little meter, but guarantee the kill, and don't have to worry about blocking that annoying move. But basically, if Gouken keeps Oni out, it's really, really difficult, which is why I think that it is even, because Gouken has an extremely good fireball game. He's a surprisingly good normal zoning game against Oni in certain ranges. But if you don't keep Oni out and you let him in, it's going to be a bad time for you as a Gouken player, for sure. So he's doing a little bit better job of keeping me out here, but then he goes for that jump, which I don't really like. So while he could have gotten a cross up there, and he is getting a lot of damage, he's essentially giving me what I want, which is a situation where we can just brawl, and you can see here I'm just trying to be ambiguous and land a hit, which, you know, is pretty crappy play on both of our parts, but it's going to favor Oni most of the time, unless, you know, you really know your setups with Gouken. That should have been an anti-air, but I didn't get it. And now I'm back to the fireball game. So he's doing a much better job with the zoning now. He's back to the zoning game. This is exactly, but okay, he just, again, completely gives it up. So that was, you can see the Tatsu combo there. It's Tatsu 1 hits, Tatsu 2 whiffs, Tatsu 3 hits, and then you can do Ultra 2. That's how that works. A little bit awkward to get used to the timing, but not difficult. Can't be that difficult if I'm doing it, right? So I bait the parry, but I don't get a punish. Cross-up slash takes it. After a cross-up Tatsu. And that guy could have just kept me out, and he could have kept playing the fireball game. He literally just threw the game away by doing that completely pointless Ultra 2 that he did. He was actually playing pretty solid with his fireballs until that point. Okay, so this guy I remember really frustrating me. I don't mean to call anybody out. but this guy was doing some online Honda stuff. And you know, I can't speak too highly on that, or too lowly on that, excuse me, because I do play Honda like an online Honda extraordinaire as well. It's definitely annoying, but it's surprisingly effective. So he just does a lot of headbutts. Look at this. Which, you know, in real life that would be a lot easier to deal with. So that is one of the downsides to online and stuff like this. And you can't punish him. That should have technically won. I think he was just a little bit early on it. You can only punish. I don't even know which headbutt it is. This is how good I am with my character, I guess. But you can only punish one of the headbutts, I think, on block, or maybe it's only at a certain range. So there's a range where you can punish them with forward hard punch, but it's kind of odd and difficult to tell. I just usually throw it out anyway because they'd have to be baiting an ultra or something, or baiting with an ultra or something to make that not worth it. So he takes round one, and in real life I was pretty frustrated at this point because I really don't like the Honda matchup, and he's just kind of doing stuff that I can't really react to, or not react to, but I can't really read. So I think what I decided to do is try and bully him. So this is something that is not technically a good strategy, but if you think you're better than the other person, a lot of the time you can just rush them down. Look at this. Look at this. That is so stupid. So those were all, I guess those were medium punch headbutts. So I couldn't punish those. So maybe you can only punish hard. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, I gotta jump in and drop a combo, unfortunately. That was my fault. That was supposed to be an Ultra 2? No, it was not. Because so he just caught me doing an EX Fireball. Gotta jump in. He didn't get a very big combo though, so I make a lucky break. And now I'm back to the zoning game. The bullying was not working out. My health's too low to viably continue doing it. I get hit by another random headbutt, and I guarantee you I'm frustrated. Oh, can you tell I'm frustrated? I'm bullying him again. I'm just jumping, and he should be anti-airing every one of these, but he's not. I'm really lucky that he isn't. Again, no anti-airs, but hey, it'll work out. Not very good play for me, but I'm just really frustrated, and now I'm just trying to irritate him, and now this is a free win. So none of the stuff I just did was safe. If he had blocked the EX slash, I would have died. He just had to do hands to leg, hands to the stand hard kick, or headbutt, or crouch medium kick to butt slam. Any combo probably would have killed me or near killed me. So I DP the butt slam, and I have kind of frustrated him. So this is where, while technically I wasn't playing good Street Fighter, I was playing good good mind games with him. So he's frustrated now, and he wants to jump a lot more, which I like, because if he is playing stupidly, then that means I have a better chance of winning. But he's going back to playing defensive, which is exactly what I don't want. And now I have a huge health deficit, just like that. Which is why you don't want to do that to Honda. You want to try and play him solid. I bait out the EX headbutt. Go for a corner cross up, which luckily works. Get a reset, which also luckily works, but there was... So in that instance, that was the first hit of the Tatsu hit, the second hit of the Tatsu hit, and that meant that there was no way I was going to be able to Ultra 2 after that. So I wanted to Ultra 2, but I timed the Tatsu weird and it didn't work. I'm still in the game, though. So he's just trying to build meter to get an EX headbutt at this point. And I see that he's done that, and I'm just trying to kind of think about what I'm going to do. I think that one could have been punished, unfortunately. Okay, so I should be dead right there, too. There's another mistake. He could have just EX headbutted me. Maybe it wouldn't have killed me, but I would effectively be dead with, a sliver of health against Honda at full screen. The air dashes are almost all gimmicks if you do them just like in a neutral position like that. He could have even just done like stand hard punch, like when he saw me air dash, especially since it was the up air dash. And it would have caught me before I could have even done EX Tatsu. A lot of times it can even catch you out of the Tatsu, although that's riskier. But the point is, he also could have ultraed actually. The point is that they're very unsafe moves. And also on landing on block, it's like -4 or something, I think, the EX one. So it is punishable as well. So not a smart decision on my part, but I got away with it. Really just bad play for me in this game. I'm really frustrated by this guy. So right there, I just did a light punch DP expressly to build meter, hoping that he would not hit me, which, as you see, he just walked forward a second ago. So he didn't have a headbutt, so as soon as I saw him walk forward, I did a light punch DP to get that meter. And the reason I did that is because when he jumps, I'm going to EX DP him and kill him. So really terrible play for the most part. Good play to get the meter and go for the EXTP there, and bad play for him to jump at me. But I did not play that matchup very well at all. That was very terrible. A much better example of how to play this character would be watching my matches against Danny Boy Peru. That's a much better example of how to play Oni against Tonda. So this guy's Ken, if I remember correctly, he doesn't seem very technically proficient, but he has a really good sense of spacing. So he's a low PP, low BP player, but if you look at just where he puts step kicks, where he puts fireballs, that Tatsu kind of worked out for him. He's just kind of whiffing to build meter there, but he's just kind of jumping back. It's kind of, you know, standard online, you know, runaway play, which with Ken you would not expect to be very good. You know, I really shouldn't be losing to this, but the point I'm kind of trying to point out is actually that just playing lame can be kind of effective against Oni. I should basically be being more patient and trying to just push him to the corner. That should have been autocorrect DP, and he just catches me with a throw. So, like, he didn't really do anything particularly good there, but he beat me, and I didn't even get him to half health, you know? There's something to be said about the strength of a player who has just, like, good positioning and patience, you know? This guy's obviously a very, probably a very entry-level player, but, you know, you can see he's not even doing the right combos, but I'm already just scared. He has a very basic punish that works. I got lucky and caught him with a crouch tech, so I'm going to push him to the corner now. This is a character that, you know, on paper I should or a player rather that I should probably never lose to. But he's just playing a really solid fundamental game, and not solid in the sense that he's a seasoned veteran of solid play, just that he's kind of, you know, low risk. Okay, and then I catch him there with the ambiguous. Just kind of a low risk fundamental play. Doesn't really need too much else, and it's, you know, almost to my shame, working pretty well. So, I don't know, not a lot else to say other than that. Let's see what I do in this next round. I think I remember being just as frustrated that I was losing to basically nothing but step kick, sweep, and fireball. You know, just really basic low-level strategy that for some reason is, you know, actually really effective. So I call him out there with the DP. He'd been throwing after that every time. So I started to get some reads on him. And again, he's fireballing me with Ken, so I should really just kind of move in. But I'm like, he's not going to keep fireballing me. But he kind of does, even though Ken's fireball game, you know. His fireball game's not good, but he still has a fireball game, which is important. Which is kind of the same lesson to learn from Oni. Oni does not have a good fireball game, but he does have a fireball game. This is going to be death from Chip at this point. Oh, okay, I mistimed that. That is not legit. I definitely should have killed him there. Let's see. Oh, I went back too far. That's the story of my life, right? Okay, it should be coming up here. Yeah, so he teched, I think. Yes. This is still guaranteed, but you have to visually confirm whether or not they're going to tech. So I basically, looks like I was just late on my visual confirmation of that. Yeah, you can see he's already jumping. And I should have already been doing the EX Shoryu. Basically, once I saw that he teched, I should have already been doing it. And it would have caught him out of his jump and chipped him if he blocked. And it also... you know, I think Ken's Ultra might actually save him from this situation. He might hit me like once at the very top. It's like 20 damage, but it might work. But the jump definitely is not legit. I just mistimed it. And unfortunately, I'm now probably mad at myself and cursing in real life. Thinking, oh man, I'm going to lose to this Ken. And I just do a random air dash to Tatsu, which is not a good thing most of the time. But, I caught him catching a button and I won. So I'm ashamed at myself. But I won anyway. So. I think I played this guy as Cody earlier a little bit. Does a walk-up bingo. It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. So this is basically just an example of how much damage Cody does, and how if you're stupid like I just was and open yourself up a lot, it really hurts. So once again, the takeaway here is to play Cody relatively solidly. You can rush him down because he doesn't have a DP. So I can start doing this now, but you can't just kind of like force your way in, unless you just make really good reads. Catch me with the slide, I'm going to do an ultra. And that's actually, you can see there, he was able to block that. The rocks recover, I think, relatively quickly. But if that were a fireball, I probably would have actually ticked him there. Or maybe if it were a slower projectile, I don't know. I don't know how slow rocks are. Maybe they're slower than fireballs. I don't know. I don't know Cody frame data. But at any rate, I barely missed him. He was able to block it. But it would have caught him if he couldn't have blocked. So now I'm going to try and bully him, take a big health advantage here now that I've got him in the corner. I'll pull him out of the corner with a slash, but then slash again because my mix-ups are so godlike. And now I get a free win. He didn't block, but it didn't matter. So that's a quick perfect. You know, not a lot of data to take away from that round. It's more, again, just part of the mental game, trying to frustrate him and be like, hey, this isn't going to be easy. You know? Which is an important part of Street Fighter and every fighting game, but not the best kind of play to learn from, necessarily. Big combo into a reset, and I was hoping that kick would stun him. It did not. But I got a meaty afterwards, and this is basically a guaranteed win. No, maybe not. Too much scaling. I get the win anyway. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning up a storm now. Ugh. I need to take a nap after this, after this match analysis. So, and now I believe this is the final match. I'm at 14-9-9-7 against Blue Penguin, who is also a Cody player. Lots of Cody players on my road to the top. So I just kind of am trying to keep him in the corner. I'm trying to learn and from my mistakes of going into the corner too much. Because I know that if I lose this match, I'll lose like over 100 points. And then I'll have to play for another hour or more and still do well. Or potentially lose more, you know. It's kind of nerve-wracking. Now I'm like, okay, I played solid the first round. I had that round under my belt. Now I'm just going to go in. I can taste the blood. I want it. Let's go. Bad jumps. I hope you don't anti-air me. Hopefully you don't do lots of damage with Cody things. I just want to hurt you. That's kind of awkward. I don't know why that turned out the way that it did. But I get an anti-air. So I'm going to go back and see if I was buffering that, even though we're so close to the end, and I apologize for making you wait. I don't know if I was buffering or I reacted, so when I back up, that was reactionary. So that's about as quick as you could probably react with that move. But if you're looking for stuff, and you have the motion down, it's doable, it does a lot of damage, and it's one of the best anti-airs in the entire game, as far as ultras go anyway. And at this point, again, I'm just like panting. Oh, I got the chip kill now! Ah, A rank! So that was my final match on my way up. That put me up to 15 something, 15-12, I think. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys learned some stuff about Oni, and maybe about me, or about Street Fighter in general. And hope you enjoyed the analysis, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.